Shalom. Call halal Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, QADASH, that's giving all praise to the Most High, in the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom, 344,000. Real quick, man, I want to go into this clip you just seen right here. All right, it says, her girlfriend couldn't lift her up to take a graduation picture, so her mom asked a young man to do it. All right, and as you see this right here, somebody put studs got 48 hours to respond to this. And they got the music playing, some Boss Man D-Lo, which I really wanted to play it, but for copyright purposes I didn't play it. But it's pretty much that song with Hilo. She don't want no, she want a big dog. Okay, something like that he said. Oh, he said she don't want no puppy, she want a big dog. All right, and the way that this whole thing transpired showed you that, first of all, we're in America, and America's complete confusion. But as you see her, she looking lost. The girlfriend can't pick her up. All right. But when Jake come over there and he pick her up with ease, throw her up there, and look how she look at him. But this should show you that this place is completely confused. And this man right here is probably, don't have a woman. He probably sex deprived. Okay. But these women there, this is what they going after. Okay. And it made me think, when all hell break loose, you women out here ain't gonna be able to pretend to be men no more. Okay, because that's what they doing. They pretending to be men. She dressing like a man, she acting like a dude, but the whole time you're not a man. Okay, and in reality set in, when all hell break loose, that's when everybody gonna revert back to their gender roles. Okay, back to their natural order. Right now, people in America, a lot of people in America are having an identity crisis. Okay, this woman, this individual right here on the screen, is having an identity crisis. Okay, and let me show you this too. Okay, and I might use this as a thumbnail. It says, why women need men. Okay, that's when she came to the realization. And look at him. You're like, yeah. But just go to show that we in America, man, this place got to be destroyed. And when this place is destroyed, everybody's going to go back to their natural order. Okay, everybody's going to go back to their natural order. Things are going to be back the way it's supposed to be. Look at it.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
Okay, so there you go. All right, but the fact that this is what Jake doing in the so-called black community now, and it's the mama right there, and it's just like this it shows you that our people are completely gone. Okay. And let me tell you something too, man. It's not natural for a woman to be a so-called stud. All right. That's not natural. That's not the way the Lord set things up. And the Lord going to put things back in His righteous order. But this is what America promotes, so this is what America gets. Okay? So, let's grab a few precepts. I'll make this too long. It says, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 22. It says, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord Yahawah hath created a new thing in the earth, a woman shall compass a man. And in this society, these women have compassed the man. Okay? Salakia. These women have compassed the man to the point where now these women, they desire women over men. These women have they make them more money. Okay, they pretty much have it in the society. And in this society, men are shitted on, men are looked down upon. Men ain't shit in this society. So when the Lord comes back and sets things back in order, He's going to set the men back in His righteous order. Okay, the men are being put back in His righteous order. And really, when you think about America and this kingdom, it really caters to women. Okay, well, the kingdom that we're coming into is going to cater to men. Okay, now it's going to be time for a man's. The kingdom is going to be a man's world. Okay, for men. All right, and not these punks or these beta sentinels that you see, all over the internet. And in your job site and in these communities, it's going to be real men. Okay. Nowadays, the men ain't even men no more, okay? But so the real men are going to stand up. In the NLT, it says, how long will you wonder, my wayward daughter? For the Lord will cause something new to happen. Israel will embrace her power. You see? And in, our communities now, Jake is not embracing Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi. All right? Jake be worshiping white Jesus, and that's the spirit that comes with white Jesus. Moism, confusion. All right, let me see. Let's grab that too, because the Lord is not the author of confusion, man. And that's all we see here. Before I grab that, let's go back right here. Let's go back, Salaki. Let me go into this word compass. All right. Woman shall compass a man. It says, um, it says, I mean, I don't really like these definitions. But basically, the woman has gotten over the man. Okay. Look at this. It says to turn about, around, or aside, or back, or towards. To go, go about or around, surrounds, encircle, change direction. And the direction has been changed from the way the Lord set it up to the way that the devil has set it up. Okay? Let's go back. Let's see, confusion. Okay? Let's just do that. Yep, here we go. It says, this is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33. It says, for the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints. So what we have in America is complete confusion. America is confusion. Okay, but the Lord is not the author. The Most High is not the author of confusion. Okay, it says, for the Most High is not a power of disorder. All right, but of peace, as in all the meetings of the Most High's holy ones. All right, so the Lord is not the power of disorder, and what we see here in America is complete disorder. Okay, let me see. Let's grab this too. This is completely wicked, man. Okay, they around here carpet munching, and the mama cool with it, you know. So when the Lord comes back and set things back in its righteous order, we're not going to have stuff like this. It says, Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. You see? And the children are symbolic for Esau because they came out of us, okay? And they're oppressing us. They're the ones that's passing these laws and making these things acceptable. It says, and women rule over them. You see? Now you got women ruling over men, you know? You got a woman that act like she can beat a man's ass, act like she more manly than the man. That's confusion. That's disorder. It says, "O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the ways of thy path." And I saw a video of all these celebrities, how they have all these transgender sons and stuff, and Marlon Wayne's, Dwayne Wade, but really, that's all a psyop. They make them do that to their children for this agenda to be pushed. It's pretty much you sacrificing your child. And that's how these individuals remain relevant in this society, in this world. So it says, "O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err," because these will be so-called leaders in our community. It says, "and destroy the way of thy paths." So they're pushing, wicked ways, which is causing us to err, causing us to go off, causing us to go against the ways of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Going back over here, let me go back right here first real quick, man. Okay. Because you know that those individuals, those women are obviously being intimate with one another. And that's wicked as well, too. According to the law, it says, Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22, "Thou shalt not lie with mankind, as with womankind it is abomination." In this case, it's vice versa. Womankind shall not lie with mankind, or womankind as they will lie with a man, but that's abomination. Leviticus 20 and 13, "If a man also lie with mankind, another man, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination, they shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them." All right, but let's go back over here. It says, this is, I'll just get right to the point. This is Romans chapter 1, verse 25. "Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie, and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections." And let's go into this word vile. Okay? Let's look at this word vile. Okay? Because when a woman wants to be with another woman, that's a vile affection. And it's crazy. I was watching that show, The Last of Us, last night. And that shit is wicked, bro. You got women on there kissing and rubbing on each other and all this other crazy shit. This place got to go. And you can't watch a show nowadays without some shit like that going on, man. You cannot turn on anything on TV without some weird shit going on. Okay? It says dishonor, ignominy, disgrace. And that's a disgrace. Okay? But it says infamy, uh, uh, cooperative indignity, disgrace, dishonor, reproach, shame, vile. Okay?
Strong's G 819. Atamia. Atamia.
And they had to be ashamed of themselves for that, man. Okay, first of all, the damn so-called girlfriend couldn't even lift her up. All right? So like that's why I said in the beginning, man, when this economy collapses, these women, all you women that's pretending to be men are going to get a rude awakening. There was a story of a woman who dressed as a man. She acted like she dressed like a man for a social experiment, I guess. Because, you know, maybe she was really moving like that, but she wanted to see how men are treated. And she was a man for, you know, a couple of months or some shit like that. Supposedly she was a so-called man. And she ended up, you know, regretting it, saying how men have it much worse. And ultimately she ended up unaliving herself because of the stress and pressure she had to deal with being a man. If you women really knew what it was like to be a man, you wouldn't want to be a man. Okay? And this society's so fucked up. You deal with a woman now. The first thing a bitch asks you is, do you know how to cook? Do you know how to cook? Okay? That's like me saying, if somebody come in this house and kick in the dough, you go out there and you know, risk your life. And that's what I'm thinking about last night too, bro. Hey, I ain't risking my life for none of you bitches, bro. Okay? These bitches out of order, they out of pocket, they disrespectful. Okay? When all hell break loose, don't expect me to risk my life for none of you bitches. I'm gonna watch you die. I'm gonna watch you catch your judgment. Okay? You ask a bitch, you know, something, hey, you know, make me something, do this. Bitch want to catch your fit, throw it out of, you do it. What? Okay. When it's time, when push come to shove and all hell break loose, and you need somebody to die for you, I'm gonna say you do it. Okay? This place is wicked. Let me finish this up. It says, for this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections. That's a vile affection for you to be a woman to like a woman, a man to like a man. It says, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. You see, this is against nature. Two women being together, man. You know, this is against nature. For you to lust, for two women to lust after each other, that's against nature. You were created to be with a man, to bear seed, you know, to bring forth children. But they out here just licking and carpet munching and, you know, bringing forth diseases. It says, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly. And that's all I posted the other day. Shit was wicked as hell. It was a dude. I guess the dude, his girlfriend cheated, his woman cheated on him with a man. So this gay ass nigga go and cheat on her with the same man. Complete confusion. It was Jake. The Lord got to kill you niggas, man. All right? It pisses us off to see stuff like this because it's like, whoa, this is way off. The Lord gonna have to delete a lot of you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians here in America, and we all for it. We with it. Like, hey, let's go. Okay? Lord said, I will leave you there and melt you. It says, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, which is what to deal with, you know, have sex with and make babies. It says, turn and the Lord loves that for a man to get with a woman and bring forth children, man. Children are a blessing. But nowadays these niggas they you know, they be, you know, down low with their homeboys. A bunch of weird shit going on. So what the Lord got to do? Utterly destroy. And we need it, okay? We with it. Let me see. It says, burnt in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error, which was meat. That's why Jake got all these, you know, demons on him and, you know, these diseases too. It says, and even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind to do things which are not convenient. Yeah, a man with another man, that's not convenient. Okay, a woman with another woman. It says, being filled with unrighteousness, fornication, and it goes on. Let's go right here. In NOT, I'm going to read NOT real quick. It says, That this is why the Most High abandoned them to their shameful desires. Even the woman turned against the natural way to have sex, instead indulged in sex with each other. This is what's going on, man. All right, this is what's so-called appropriate in this society. The men, instead having normal sexual relations with women, burned with lust for each other. Men did shameful things with other men, and as a result of this sin, they suffered within themselves the penalty they deserve. You got something called GRID. Okay, that was a term back in the day. It's called gay-related immune disease. Okay, and today it's formally called HIV. Okay, it says, since they thought it foolish to acknowledge the Most High, He abandoned them to their foolish thinking and let them do that which they should, which is lucky, and let them do things which should never be done. Their lives became full of every kind of wickedness, sin, greed, hate, envy, murder, quarreling, deception, malicious behavior, and gossip. You see, and it goes on. But that's the point. All right, that's why you see stuff like this right here. All right, let's play it again. That's why you see stuff like this right here, man. Complete confusion. So the Lord will have to melt niggas, man. If you doing this stuff, or you approve of it, you don't see nothing wrong with it, you just as bad. Okay. So what the Lord gonna do? He gonna start annihilating Jake, and we here for it. Shalom, Kwame Shalom, about